now. So everyone, again, thank you guys. I know it's customary for us to wait 5 minutes, for companies to wait 5 minutes before starting, but because I have a lot to cover, unfortunately, I cannot wait.
I'll leave my stuff alone. I'm gonna lock my door when I leave, Journey.
I cannot wait the 5 minutes to start. Okay. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? Let me know if you guys can see my screen. And I'm going to have my secretary or my COO text me because the chat is going to cover my PowerPoint. So I cannot read the chat right now. Does everyone know that $90 billion was released by HUD for different things, right? So $91 billion were released by HUD, right? And it's very important. 18 million of those dollars have trickled down to the state of Florida. I'm going to show you guys some money, like the heading of this event said, show me the money. And I am going to show you guys where some of the money is. And I highly suggest for you guys to look up for our next event, which is on Eventbrite right now, which is Lower My Homestead Taxes. I found out some amazing things from the tax collector's office that a lot of people might not know about, and that's our next event. That's coming up on the 15th of August 2024, next month. None of these companies here are sponsored or are in partnership with Your Worth It Foundation, Inc. None of them, let me say at the point of this recording, are sponsored or are in partnership, right? So I want to let you guys know that. So, like I said, Florida has over $18 million, right? And $18 million are in Florida, but we have for affordable housing. But the total that, in addition to affordable housing and development of other sorts, because HUD covers seniors, HUD covers a whole list of things that HUD covers in the nation. But there is money out there by the Housing Trust Fund, right? For demolition, financing, relocation costs if you want to relocate. And the USDA can help you relocate, especially if you work virtually and you find that you're not able to afford in the city and you want to go to an urban area. There's also funding for that. Okay, so one of the first companies we have here is Third Federal Savings and Loan. Okay, with Third Federal Savings and Loan, they have a down payment assistance, right? And it's called Home at Last. And right here, we have $3,000 in down payment assistance with no repayment, right? And on top of this, you are not required to be a first-time home buyer for this specific Home at Last down payment assistance program. So we have to be specific about the programs because many banks have programs and some of them require you to be a first-time home buyer and others do not require you to be a first-time home buyer. And this is one of them. And these are all of the counties that Third Federal Savings and Loan has money involved in. And we have Broward, Collier, Hernando, Hillsborough, Lee, Manatee, Palm Beach, Pasco, Pinellas, and Sarasota, Florida. The max purchase price is $400,000, but the max loan amount is $300,000. Okay, so why are these numbers different? The purchase price is the amount that the house is for sale for, but the max loan amount is the amount that the bank is willing to put on the loan that you are actually borrowing, right? So at least one of the borrowers in the household must take the online required course. There are many first-time home buyer courses, and it is best to get a HUD approved first-time home buyer course because then if you get an FHA loan, it means that the principal mortgage insurance is backed up by HUD via the bank. One thing people have to realize is with banks, right? It's called a CRA. And the CRA is a Community Reinvestment Act, right? The banks get benefits when they reinvest the monies into the local communities, right? So that's what a CRA is about with banks. So when, yes, these monies are available only while they are, while they last. So basically it's a first come, first approved. So you usually hear first come, first serve. No, this is first come, first approved. You have to be approved for it. And the money only lasts until funds are no longer available for that specific time frame because HUD releases money, different amounts. HUD releases different amounts during different times. So this is Third Federal Savings and Loan, right? We also have with Third Federal Savings and Loan, let me check the time because this is a lot of information. Okay, we also have a forgivable down payment assistance. And this one holds as a second lien to the property. So you have your primary mortgage, and then when you get the down payment assistance, usually you'll see it as DPA, which means down payment assistance. It is held as a second lien. The second lien, again, because when you hear lien, don't get scared, right? Like you can't do certain things when you hear lien. It means for Third Federal, we see right here on the second point that this lien is forgiven over 10 years. So this is what's done, right? In the first year that you're in the property, you get $1,000 that they have as a 1099. What do a 1099 mean? A 1099 means that it's a form of income. So when you file your taxes, right, you have to submit this 1099 with this $1,000 on it that says that this is an additional income. So it's forgiven $1,000 per year, right? $1,000 per year is forgiven. So that lets you know that you have to be in a property at least for the 10 years for the whole amount of the $10,000 to be forgiven. Now, if you move out of that property before that time, it means that you won't get the rest of the money that was you won't get the 1099 as a form of income, and you will have to pay back that money when the property has transferred ownership from you to someone else. Now, your income has to be 80% or less of the AMI, which means the area median income. Now, every area, right, in the city, this is by the city and not by the county. If anyone is familiar, let me drink some water. If anyone is familiar with Broward County have cities in it. We have North Lauderdale, we have Western, we have Lauderhill, we have Lauderdale Lakes. We have Tamarack. So you have to make sure you find out what the area median income is for the home that you want to purchase. Again, you must take the housing counseling, and also the max amount for the home has to be 400 and the loan amount 300,000. And in addition to this, Third Federal also let you stack grants. Now, what does stacking grants mean? It means that when you get this DPA, down payment assistance, when you get this down payment assistance from the bank, because it's part of their CRA, Community Reinvestment Act, right? The city that you're in also may have money. So they will stack the money on top of each other. So let's say you qualify, right, for a house that is 400,000 and you get $10,000 from Third Federal, and you find out that the city has 30,000. So in total, excuse me, you will have $40,000. Sorry, Siri is being nosier. Okay. You will have $40,000 to put towards down payment and closing costs. Okay, I have 16 slides. Okay, I'm gonna have to speed up because I want time for questions. I have to input this in here because I don't know why I keep forgetting that I'm a nonprofit and we need funds to pay for it. So I put it in here so I don't forget. So if anyone wants to donate so we can keep this going and we can build more, and we can be able to go out and speak to more people, speak to more banks, speak to more lenders and everything, you can donate. You can scan this QR code here. We do not hold any of your personal information. We do not want no one's credit card. We do not want no one's identity in our nonprofit. So we use PayPal, who has millions of dollars, to protect your money and to protect your private information to handle our donations coming in. So none of this information from your bank account or credit card is saved to our company. So if you want to donate, please scan the QR code and donate so we can keep putting out more content. So one of the next companies is City National Bank, right? City National Bank This is one of the issues, but it's good if you are not planning on getting a multi-family home. What does a multi-family home entail? So a multi-family home is, have you ever heard of duplex, triplex, a fourplex? HUD themselves allow you to be a first-time home buyer and purchase a property up to 4 units as a first-time home buyer, owner occupant. Let me just add that at the end. A owner occupant, meaning that you own it and you're also going to live in one of those units. So, but if you want to use City National Bank, it cannot be a multifamily. It has to be one single door, right? It cannot be a duplex, a triplex, a fourplex. Even though HUD approves it, you cannot use this specific bank right here. So I have the information here. There's no mortgage insurance, right? 3% down, and 3% means that you can get money from a friend, a family, however you get the money to put down, but 1% has to come from the borrower. Now, don't get discouraged by this, because these banks, and I've spoken personally to each and every one of these banks that's on here, the 1% also include costs like inspection, right? And other things that's needed for purchasing a home. So it is part of the 1%. Do not think that the 1% is only towards the actual, when you're signing at the table. No, it covers the inspection and everything. And even if you want a survey of the property to make sure the property lines are correct in the property and everything, that is also a part of it. So their thing is you have to have a 620 FICO, a credit score, and it's up to 5,000 down payment assistance, excuse me, and closing. It's called City Smart. The loan for this is up to 450,000. Remember, the first bank I said was 400. And this is $5,000 down. You stack grants. You must be a first-time home buyer. The previous one of their programs, you do not have to be a first-time home buyer. And let me say, a first-time home buyer means that you have not owned a property within the past 3 years. That's considered first-time home buyer. So if you had a property and you got foreclosed on 4 years ago, you qualify as a first-time home buyer. Sorry, people, I have to drink a lot of water because my throat does the most when I talk. So we also have the City Smart Workforce Loan, and that is up to 600,000. And the City Smart Plus loan, which is 600,000. But with the City Smart Plus, there's no $5,000 in down payment assistance. We have next Bank of America. Bank of America, again, up to 3% of the purchase price that you have to put in yourself, right? And the $10,000, right? And we have, of course, again, the home buyer education. And when I went to the meeting, I told the person that was over the meeting was actually at Nova. Nova had a whole event over there, right? And I told the person that was presenting that many of the people who I work with have had the first time home buyer classes, and no one tells them if money is available, right? They don't tell them if money is available So they do these classes, and then they hear that money is not available. Not only are you wasting the people's time, but you are wasting your staff's time, and you're wasting money, um, because you need to have these people do extra work at their job when you know there's no money. So it was important for me to find out if there was money or not. That's why I have these specific companies here, right? The credit score for Bank of America is 640. And so it's higher than the previous of 620. And they have a loan that's called the America's Home Grant, and that is 7,500 towards closing costs. And that depends on your income and the location. So the location of these homes have to be in an area that is considered an area that they want to make better, in layman's terms. So they want to make these areas better according to the US Census. When the US Census is done, it marks areas that needs I want to say beautification, that wants to make the area better. So they try to bring in other people to help build up those areas. With the America's Home Grant, this is not a loan, right? And there are no repayment. You do not have to pay it back. Now we have the Hometown Heroes. Hometown Heroes initially were for first responders, teachers, doctors, nurses, firefighters, civil servants type of stuff. But now they have it opened for everyone else. They have opened it for everyone else. So we have here that it's a zero interest loan, but you have to repay it if you rent out the house, right? Or you sell or transfer the house. Sometimes people don't always sell their home. Sometimes they transfer the home via a quick claim, or a quiet deed transfer to another family member, and the family member puts down what, $100 or something, $10. I've looked at a lot of properties. They put down all crazy amounts. $10, $5, they put down all kind of stuff to transfer, because if money is not exchanged, it is not a legitimate transfer of a house. Once money is exchanged, it is a legitimate transfer. So like I said, it's open to all. And guess what? With Hometown Heroes, now they allow manufactured homes in this, because before it had to be a foundation house that's on a cement foundation, but now they have manufactured homes. So if the house is built in a warehouse and transferred over to your property, they said that they have to inspect it first. They have to inspect it to see if they qualify, right? And they also have America's Home Grant, and they have $100 million invested, and it is now a Florida law. The Hometown Heroes and the America's Home Grant, they invested $100 million, and it's now a Florida law. Again, everyone, I thank you guys for hanging in here thus far. And Your Worth Foundation is not only about real estate, we are a women's ministry. So we have consulting. We do basic biblical saving, and take it from me, a person that had been homeless for 2 years and 8 months and started saving in a car. I remember it like it was yesterday, in the park, in a car with 8 cents. I don't only talk about it, I've lived through it and was able to save over $10,000 while still homeless. So this is not only talk. And our motto is the woman with the issue of blood. When Jesus told her, be thou whole. So we cover wholeness. We want you to be sound in body, in spirit, and in your soul, right? So we cover a lot of things. And we also have a podcast on YouTube where I use examples from my life to help individuals in forgiveness and to be able to forgive themselves and others in their life. So check it out. And also look at our blog on our website. So the next company here, let me check how I'm doing with time. The next company here is South State. South State, they have a lower credit score, and the credit score is 600. That's the minimum credit score. Again, this is only for first-time home buyers, right? And you have to make less than AMI, the area median income. And like I said, it is based on where the house is. Do not look at the whole county, because the county has many cities inside of it, and it is different. Like, for example, Miami. I was raised in the 305. So back in the day, downtown Miami or Overtown or the swamps, it depends on how far back you want to go, was not the same price for housing like Coral Gables. They are totally different. They are totally different costs of houses. They are not the same at all. They are not the same, just like how it's not the same with Miami Beach. They are not the same. So the area median income changes drastically based on the city. Okay, the property has to be located in the 50% or more minority percentage. So the house has to be in an area where it's 50% or more minority percentage. And that is based on the census, like I said before. And South State is covering Broward, Duval, Escambia, Marion County, Orange, and Polk County. They also have the Community Advantage Grant, and they are financing up to 100% of the cost of the property. 100% of the cost of the property. And that is significant. That is very important, because I have yet to saw, when the lady told me, and I was talking to her face to face, and she told me, I was looking like, what? You threw me off there. But yes, it's 100% financing and no PMI. You have no private mortgage insurance, but this is specific to the Community Advantage Grant. Okay. So like I said, these banks and loan places, these lenders, they have different programs. So I'm naming the program. So if you see one that you fall into, it's very important for you to know what you're talking about before you reach out to these people, because unfortunately, not everyone in a company knows everything that's going on in the company. Hopefully everyone following. Not everyone in a company that you speak to knows everything that's going on in the company. Unfortunately, that's the way how it happens a lot sometimes. Okay, so South State, also their mortgage is 30 years fixed, right? They have the $5,000 Fannie Mae grant. They have the $500 appraisal fee reimbursement, and of course you have to take the home buyers course. Now, if you go to South State, right, and you don't want to use the community advantage grant with 100% financing, but you want to use the hometown choice grant, there are no income limits. There are no income limits for this specific hometown choice grant. So like I said, it's very important that you know which grant is which for which bank. And this is a lot of stuff you don't get when you go to the first time home buyers courses. They're not specific enough, and a lot of people feel lost and confused. I also have been speaking to some real estate agents whose passion it is to serve low and moderate income families. And believe it or not, what you think low income is not what it is. It's pretty high. It's up to $70,000. You know, like, wait, that's, yes, it's pretty high. So a lot of I was actually speaking to a real estate agent this afternoon and letting them know that if I know from my experience and my surveys and my interviews with real estate agents, and I've spoken to a lot of real estate agents and real estate brokers, we understand that a lot of agents, they love what they do and they love helping people in the homes. However, they also have homes themselves, meaning they have to pay their own bills and they have to be able to take care of their own families. So a lot of real estate agents, and I'm trying to convince them, pray for me, y'all. I'm trying to convince the real estate agents. um, so a lot of them are backing out of the low income and moderate income, and they're only doing high yield earners who qualify for a higher loan amount for their properties because of the percentage that they get. So today I was speaking to someone and I told them, even if you have 10 high yield clients, if you just get one out of the 10, I'm not asking you to become a nonprofit. That's not what I'm asking. I'm not asking, because you have bills to pay and you have kids to take care of yourself and you have a family to take care of. And I understand that fully. Trust me, I understand that fully. And you have to earn a living. But if you can make one of those clients a low and moderate income, I said, I can tell you right now that word of mouth is going to get around to other low and moderate income individuals, and you will have more people coming to you, and then you will still have your high income earning clients, and you can still do, instead of one, you might do two low to moderate income clients. And I told him I am willing to let you guys know what is out there, because we have to work together to help clients get into homes and help them to understand what they can do to keep their homes, because that's important too. Which leads me to say, sign up for our next event about lowering your homestead taxes. So if you are a veteran or you were married to someone that's a veteran, right? Veteran Affairs have help also. And it's right here. They call it a COE, Certificate of Entitlement, and they help with purchasing, and it is 100% financing for veterans. Now, if you know someone is a veteran, please tell them to look at this video later because it is amazing. Now, you see how I said with the first time home buyer and other programs with the bank, you have to stay in the property based on what the bank stipulates in their requirements for the program on their end. With Veterans Affairs, right? You listen carefully to what I'm going to say right now, because this is important. And we have to be able to help the veterans out. If you know any veterans or someone who's still active and is married to someone that's, still out here, so they can start the process of home ownership while that person is still serving. So when they come out, they came from renting into actually a house that their spouse purchased with the money that they get, assuming they're not living with the person on base, assuming that. Okay, you are only required, listen to what I'm saying, you are only required to have the intent of moving in this property as a primary residence. Why do I say that? Because when the Veterans Affairs, when I was talking to him one-to-one personally, and he said, I'm looking like, wait, what? He said, yes, Veteran Affairs, because they want to help their veterans out, right? You have to have the intent of moving in to this property as your primary residence. And why do they say that? They say that because they understand that you might have the intent to purchase a property. I'm going to say in North Lauderhill, you have an intent to purchase a property in North Lauderdale, but after you closed and signed that paper as your primary residence, you found out that you have to relocate and you have to go somewhere else for, I don't know, 6 months, 3 months. You have to go somewhere else. And they understand the way how the service, the government service, military, Navy, Marines, blah, 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 all of them that's out there, they understand that sometimes you have an intent to do something, but the government can change that at any time because you signed over yourself to serve for an amount of years. And they understand that fully. So that requirement that's there is not there for the veterans. And a lot of veterans do not know this. So I personally do not know that many veterans. So I highly encourage you guys that once we post this on YouTube to share it with veterans and just tell them to go to the timestamp that they want to look at. And I have it right here. It's ebenefits.gov. ebenefits.gov allows the veteran to see how much they qualify, what their certificate of entitlement is that they qualify. And guess what? They can use it more than once. So if you have to relocate, and then after relocating, you find out that you like this new area that you moved to, right? You can go and they're on ebenefits.gov. On your certificate of entitlement, you are able to purchase another home. And it is amazing what they're doing for the veterans. One thing the VA requires is that the home must be safe, sound, and sanitary to pass for them financing it 100%. Now, a lot of veterans also might not know that you can renovate this said property. The property does not have to be a ran down property. It can be a very nice property, but you don't like, I don't know, what they call it, the feng shui. You don't like the flow of the property. It's not flowing according to your liking. You can use the VA also have the VA renovation loan. Now, when you're not a veteran or a spouse of a veteran, right? We have the 203, the 203K rehab loan for all us people who, who are not part of this specific program. But with the veterans, they do not have to go with the 203K rehab. The VA have their own renovation loans that are a lot easier to get because the government already knows how much you are entitled to based on your certificate of entitlements at ebenefits.gov. Okay, we are almost finished. Okay, we have First Horizon here. First Horizon has the first responders grant, right? They have the Home Start grant, and they have the Diversify grant. Now, all of these grants have different amounts that they put towards down payment assistance and or closing cost, right? And with the Home Start grant, we see that it's up to 100% LTV means loan to value. What does loan to value mean? Loan to value means the amount of money that you can put on the property based on the fair market value of the property. You see how I said before that they have 80% because you have to put down this percent, and you had to put down 3%, you got to put down 1%. This one is 100%, can go into the loan amount, right? And with the Diversify grant, it is not a loan and there are no repayment. You can stack loans. Like I said, this is a lender. Now, if you go to a city, which I've already listed in some of the other slides, right? When you go to a city, find out if the city also has money, because unfortunately, when I spoke to who do I speak to? Was it the mayor? I spoke to someone, a politician. I spoke to a politician, um, and their budget for marketing is very poor, right? They do not put a lot of money in marketing, just like HUD. HUD do not put a lot of money in marketing. So when the money is out there, a lot of times the low and moderate income people who would benefit the most from these monies would not get the money. It will be someone that is making a higher earning. And one thing about the Diversified grant, you have to make more than 80% of the area AMI, again, is area median income, but you have to make less than 140% of the area median income. So there are parameters between 80 and 140. You have to fall between there. And again, the area median income is based on where the home is located. Now, in addition to this, you cannot, let me sip some water in my throat. You cannot have more than $50,000 in liquid after closing. So you have to have less than $50,000 in liquid after closing, right? So you cannot have, because when you purchase a home, they're going to ask for a printout of your bank statement. They're going to ask for well, the lenders that I've spoken to, they ask for your W-2s, and they ask for pay stubs, right? Because they want to know where the money's coming from. Have you what has your how your income have been for the last 2 years, right? From the lenders that I have spoken to personally. So once you have this bank statement printed out, you cannot have $100,000 left over in your account after closing. That's what it means. Okay, so I want to let you guys know that we have Freedom University, right? And Freedom University is where we teach people the basics of savings. We have a lot of learning material in Freedom University. And if you are a part of Freedom University, you can, because there are some Freedom University students on this Zoom right now. If you like any of these banks and you want to try any of these banks, let me know, because I have the in-depth detail for you guys. Just tell me which bank you have. And also, if you need a real estate agent who knows how to work with low income and moderate income, I spoke to someone that knows how to put other people's income. For example, let's say that you are the head of household. My COO is giving me the time of rundown. I mean, hurry up and shut up because we got questions. Okay. If you're the head of household, right, and you have adult children in the household, adult meaning 18 and up, and they have an income, even if the child is 16 and they have an income, and you have a senior in your house, a parent, an in-law, a senior, someone that's older in your house, and they're retired and they have pension or disability, I found someone that can put these monies together, right? Because I've been praying for this. Because I'm like, why don't people put, if everyone's working together and you're able to pay rent that's 3,000, you're telling me I can't pay a mortgage that's 2,500? Really? It doesn't make any sense. But I found someone. I thank God. I found someone that can work with this. And for the people that's in Freedom University, I will share it with you if you need it. Because, you know, I've already shared a lot of information in Freedom University, right? And this is the app. our app for Freedom University. Freedom University is a subsidiary of Your Worth It Foundation, Inc. Your Worth It Foundation, Inc. is what I call the umbrella or the mother company. It's a ministry that every other company underneath it has to fall under the biblical standards and morals. And we do not allow any part of the company to stray away from the word of God. That includes our real estate, our savings, our consulting, our podcasts. No, no, you have to go. You have to go. You have to go outside. Go. So, yes. So we have that. Welcome to live, kids. Um, so yes. Also, let me let you know that there is a bank that's willing to give money if for our Freedom University members, if you want to use this bank, there is a bank that if you don't close and they approve you, and you have all the paperwork in order, and they on your contract, your real estate contract, the FAR bar that you sign, right, for the sale of a property, if you have that closing date and you do not close by that date, they are willing to give you cash money. And that's also if you want to know about what this bank is from our Freedom University members, yeah, that's also available to you. And I want to thank you guys again for joining with me. Thank you guys again. Let me see. I'm trying to open so do anyone, because we have 6 minutes, I know I was speaking for long because it is a lot, a lot of information. And this is only a 10th of the information that I have, because we also have tax event on the 15th of August, where did you know that if you have a spouse that passed on, that there is an exemption? Because everyone talks about the homestead exemption after a year of being in the property. Sorry, my COO told me to cut it. But did you know that if you own a home, so if you know someone that owns a home, tell them to go to SharonDParry.club and ask for a 15-minute free consultation so I can drop some information, because there is so much information. I thank God, because he said to study to show yourself approved, and I have been studying for 11 years. And listen, I need to know if you guys have any questions at all. Anyone, you can unmute yourself and you can talk so I can hear what you're saying. We have 5 minutes. Do anyone have any? I have to open another bottle of water. I'm thirsty. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes. I do have. I actually have two questions. So for the one for the veterans, I don't know if I missed it because I'm driving, but my cousin's husband is a veteran, and they're looking to they're homeowners now, but their family size has expanded, and they're looking to purchase another house. That is something that they want to do fairly soon. But with the market being kind of crazy, I think they're kind of pushing it back a little. So what you were talking about with offer for the veterans, can that apply? Is that only for first time home buyers, or can that be applicable to someone who's currently a homeowner and looking to move?
It is applicable for someone who's a home owner and wants to move, they have to go to ebenefits.gov. And also, when I upload it, tell them to skip. I don't know what number, how many seconds in it's going to be on YouTube, but tell them to skip in if they just want to see that part. And they have to see what their certificate of entitlement is, right? And then they will know when what they qualify for. So it is not the same. Veteran affairs is not the same at all, like the regular consumer. Is totally different.
Okay, and then last thing when you were talking about like the homestead exemption, my aunt is unfortunately now a young widow because her husband passed away tragically last year. So for her, she would qualify for a homestead exemption. She is a homeowner.
Okay, so what you have to do, I have 2 minutes. Wait, let me share really quick here. Okay, so I'm trying to move out of the way. Okay, so really here, let me show you really quick. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so on my screen, I'm going to do this really quick because I got 1 minute and my COO is telling me to shut it down because I have too much information for you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Tell them whatever county they're in, go to the county property appraiser office, right? And you can click on right here and see, hopefully you can see what's written on my screen clearly. Okay, so they have homestead exemption. Let me click really quick. Who do I want to choose? Who do I want to choose? Let me choose Miramar. Okay, so let's say Miramar, you find a property, their property is in Miramar that that she lives in right now, right? And let's say that she went online and to look at what her taxes are, depending on how long she's been in the house. I'm just gonna make up a number. Is $400,000. Okay, my COO told me I had to shut down. Okay, so it's $400,000, right? Do you see down here? Okay, right where my cursor is letting you know that your estimated tax, of course, she will already have her prior taxes there for her to look at, but this is for anyone else who has the same question. So I'm going to cover it. So anyone else that has the same question, right, is right here for you. Is letting you know if you have a house in Miramar and its fair market value is $400,000 or appraised value is $400,000, your taxes will be $8,081. Now, let's say you've been in the house for over a year, it lets you know the tax is now $7,224. Let's say that you are now a widower, right? It's letting you know now that it dropped to 7,123. Let's say that you are a veteran. It now dropped the total price, like as if your price is less for your property, to 7,022. Let's say that you are a senior citizen, or if you are blind, right? Because I did a reel on Instagram to let people who know who are legally blind, so they wear the glasses that stick, but they could actually still see something. But you have the order that says that you're legally blind. Your taxes have now dropped from $8,000 to $6,921. Listen, these resources are out here and readily available, but a lot of us do not know how to utilize them. That's where we come in to help you guys do that. So let her know to look I'm shutting it down now. I'm shutting it down now. I'm gonna let her know that she can go and she can look at what she needs to look at and find what she is looking for and based on her taxes. And this is